Hello and welcome to today's episode of PianoTV. What we are going to do today is test out an app/program called Flowkey that a lot of you have mentioned before and some of you have asked me to weigh in on it. So what I've done for today's video, I actually haven't done it yet, so I'm speaking preemptively, is we are going to check out this app together. I'm going to figure it out. I've never really used it in much depth before, so we're gonna figure it out together, talk about the pros and cons. I don't have a preconceived notion about how I feel about it yet because, again, I haven't really tested it out. So we're gonna do that together, and then, yeah, we'll see if it's any good, see if it's something that I think that I could recommend to you guys. Yeah, without any further fanfare, let's just get started. Okay, so I'm going to find the app Flowkey. Okay, I've got it all queued up. Now I am going to select my level. Let's do intermediate. I don't know, let's do something that I can find fairly playable. And then it's giving me some popular ones, different categories. Pop, classical music, film, TV, Christmas. Definitely not Christmas. It's like, what is it, August, July? I know what month it is. Oh, okay. I never learned film and TV music, but I'm always curious about it. So I want to see if they have Game of Thrones music. I would love to learn something from Game of Thrones. Oh, there. So I see they have the Reigns of Castamere. They have Light of the Seven. That one's actually, that one's really cool. Light of the Seven is the one when, I think it's the end of season 6, and it's really dramatic, and there's that whole sept scene. Yeah, for those of you nerdy about Game of Thrones. You know what? I am going to do that one. Light of the Seven. So I'm going to click Learn Song. And it's just queuing up here. I'm going to turn up the volume. My phone doesn't get, well, like all phones don't get really loud. I do want to listen to, it's split the screen here, so let's listen to what that sounds like. I'm hoping this is picking up somewhat. So I'm going to go to Learn Song. What hand do I want to learn? I want to learn both hands. Since it's my first time trying, let's do it at 50% speed. My pedal all situated here. Okay, so this is a fun way to follow along actually because the bar helps me keep the tempo, and if I make a mistake, it'll just keep on going without me, which is good. This is excellent sight read practice. I'm not very good at talking and playing. Do you hear the audio? I'm hoping it picks up. It sounds really janky. Listen. It sounds really weird, and I think that's just because it is at 50% speed. Now this probably depends on the arrangement, but this isn't telling me what fingers to use. I assume some classical pieces do. Very janky sounding at the slow speed. And I can tell the performer of this, whoever did the arrangement, is doing some retardandos because this isn't absolute tempo. Oh, that's weird sounding. This is an excellent way to practice sight reading. Now, one thing I just started paying attention to is it does show you the exact notes up top, like C and G. And I haven't been watching it just because I've been doing the sight reading, but for someone who's not very good at sight reading, that would be a good alternative. I'm finding this quite fun. Now I have my keyboard turned down really quiet so that I'm able to hear the recording, which means in general I'm playing very quiet. And the downside of playing really quietly is you don't necessarily learn expression nuances, so you wouldn't always want to play this quietly. Oh, that's slow. And one thing I realized for the fingering problem is you could always watch the guy up top to see what finger he's using for the different notes if you're really stuck. Overall, I would say this is an intermediate arrangement, maybe even like easy intermediate. I feel like it's easy because I'm playing at a 50% speed, but yeah, this is pretty straightforward for me to sight read. And fun too. I am excited to try this. There is a function so you can play it at 75% speed. I am excited to try this at full speed and do the Flowkey mode or whatever they call it. Got our ending coming up here. Dun, 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 dun. It's a really dramatic retardado at 50% speed. And there we go, there's our first playthrough. Okay, I'm gonna cue it up again. Let's do right hand, left hand. I guess I can sit down so you can see me. Now I'm gonna try it in flow mode. I have no idea how this is. Oh, it's just going without me. Play the highlighted keys on your piano. Okay. Okay, so an immediate problem I'm noticing is this really isn't very sensitive. I'm having to like drill the notes down really hard for it to acknowledge that I've even pressed a note. Now I'm gonna play it at the full speed. Yeah, it can't keep up. It needs to move slow too. So that's an immediate problem I'm noticing with like the Android version here. So since the lagging recording Flowkey mode thing was not working very well on Android, just using the microphone, what I'm gonna do is try to do, well, first of all, I'm gonna test it with my laptop and I'm gonna see if like my laptop mic does a better job with it. And then I am going to try like a direct line in, because I feel like a direct line in would actually work infinitely better. Okay, so I have my laptop all queued up. Oh, this is gonna be kind of awkward. I might need to, you know what, I'm gonna move my music stand so that I can actually see my laptop. All right, so I have everything queued up. I'm gonna try flow mode using the audio microphone on my laptop and see if it works any better. If I go really slow, but what happens if I try to play fast? Yeah, I can't quite keep up with the speed. My computer is not the fastest in the world, but I also don't have a super slow computer, so I don't know. Yeah, because I'm playing it still, I'm probably playing it like 75% speed, and I'm noticing my talking is even making the bar move a little further. So I am not a fan of Flowkey mode using the audio microphones. What I am gonna do is try like a direct line in. That'll be like my final test with it. If not, that's going to be pretty disappointing because it's almost impossible to play along with. So the nice thing with Chrome that we just kind of figured out here is that you literally, like, if you have Chrome, you don't even really need to do anything. You just like plug in the MIDI thing and it's good to go, which is really like, sometimes these technology things, to sound like an old person when I'm saying that, but sometimes these technological things can be a little bit challenging, and using Chrome browser just makes it super, super easy. Okay, so now the moment of truth. Now we want to see if this is actually going to work better with a MIDI input. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of the track. I'm going to hit play, and let's see what happens. Nothing's happening. Reloading the browser. Let's go back to the beginning. Click both hands because we're learning both hands. Slow mode, fast mode. What does that mean? Yeah, fast to 75. And then we want wait mode? Yes, we want wait mode. So the good news is when I have the MIDI attachment in, it works so much better. It actually like registers note by note. So I don't have to slow down. I can play quietly. What happens if I play fast? Yep, I can play at the appropriate speed. I'm gonna keep going. Whoop. And it waits for me when I think, so that's nice. The laptop is officially getting in my way. Let's see if I can move it a little further away without having a laptop disaster. So it was good. That actually stopped me there because I made a little mistake, and then it made me like reread it and fix it. So I'm liking this much better now that this is actually working. I'd be interested to see, I don't know if you can do like a line in with like apps with Android. I would love to be able to do a line in with my phone, but I'm not actually sure how to do that. I don't know that I have like a plugin for that. But if I was able to do a line in with my phone, I wouldn't have the whole like laptop falling off the piano issue. Cool, that was fun. So the last thing I want to check and see here is if I can just hit play and follow along without doing any special modes. If I can just have like the sheet music scroll on by. That is the final test, because that would be kind of fun too, because I've done that at 50% speed, and you can do it at 75% speed, but I want to see if you're able to do that at 100% speed. So I hit play. Yeah, and I have the sound coming on my laptop, which is really quiet. It would be better with headphones, but now I can play along at full speed, which is what I was looking for. To hear better, I would definitely need headphones. And this is something I could do using my phone too. So it's really just like flow mode that I don't think I'd be able to do on my phone as easily. One thing too, I haven't played around with this in this video, but you do have the option to do one hand at a time. And we've kind of talked about that, which would be good if you found the piece you were working on was really difficult. This one isn't too difficult for me, so I could do both hands at a time. But I like that you have that function. The more I play with this, actually, the more I'm liking it. I don't know what that MIDI button did. Oh, that's cool. So there's this feature where you hit the MIDI button when you're using the app, the MIDI attachment. And when I press the key, you can actually hear the key being pressed on the computer. So it's like I'm pressing it here and it makes a sound there. See if you can you hear both? I'll play without the pedal just so you can maybe hear. So that's kind of a nifty feature if you want to have like the MIDI sound coming through. One thing that I wish I could do with this now, so now that I've learned this Game of Thrones piece, I would love if I could have the sheet music for it. Like I want to be able to have this and print it off, or to like have it as a page of music, not necessarily scrolling. It would be nice to have this so I could like put this in a binder or a collection of music of things that I've actually learned. But that aside, I feel like there's a lot of really fun sight reading potential here, especially because there's such a gigantic database of music. Like I'm gonna go back here and take a look at some of the other, like what kind of game music do they have? So you could learn Undertale, Zelda, Mario, like some of the standards. How do I scroll? And there was a function with my songs where you can see, it keeps track of like the ones you've already learned. Apparently I've played 100% of these notes, of course I have. But that's cool that you can keep a queue of ones that you've actually like learned and played through. Actually, while I still have this recording, there's one more thing I want to say too about the price. Now, I am excited to play around with it for the rest of the month because it's a monthly subscription thing, and I have paid for 1 month. I can see this hugely being beneficial for sight reading practice. I'm gonna just to get in the habit of sight reading on a more regular basis. You can sight read songs you know and are kind of fun and exciting. But it's $25 for a month. But if you do 3 months, I believe it was like $17 or something like that per month. So it just depends on like your level of commitment. And that is fairly hefty. So I'm gonna keep playing around with it this month just to, I don't want to say get my money's worth, but just to kind of make sure that it is valuable. But the amount of songs in here, there should be plenty to kind of keep me entertained. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully this gave you, gave you some perspective, just a new thing that you could maybe look into. And if you want, you can find a code to download it in the description bar below. It is an affiliate code, so if you click the link, it is gonna give PianoTV a small commission, which is awesome and helpful. And we really appreciate you helping keep us alive if it's, something you're gonna check out anyway. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want me to test out other things, there's actually something I'll be testing out soon as well. But if there's any other programs or things that you want me to look at and demo, I would be more than happy to. Just let me know in the comments and we'll get to that. Catch you in the next video.